do people say you get into heaven? In response to that question, most people would say something like this. Okay, well, why do you think you go to heaven?
I'm trying to think of the simplest way to put it.
Why do you think you go to heaven?
Not really sure, but I don't know. I just think I would hope I go there.
Okay. Ultimately, I believe that. See,
Why do you think you go to heaven?
Because I'm a good person, I have a good heart, I do believe in God, I do very good things, I'm very positive, and I think those are good qualities that would get you in there, and also trying to do the right thing.
Okay.
You know, I think if you try, of course I'm not perfect, you know, but I try.
really, quite frankly, outside of any other possible, theological or philosophical reasons, I believe that I will go to heaven because I believe that I will.
Okay.
Ultimately.
Okay. All right. Most religions in the world would say that your entrance into a heavenly afterlife depends on the amount of good deeds you have accomplished in this life versus the evil. Islam teaches that heaven is for those whose good deeds are heavier than the bad as outlined in the Quran. In Hinduism, the Lord Death Yama and his accountant Chitragupta look at the records of your good and bad deeds and decide your destination, whether it be heaven or hell. In Buddhism, you are either reincarnated or enter nirvana, but only those who are enlightened can enter nirvana, and the only way to be enlightened is to become like Buddha. Should you do evil in your life, you may be reincarnated as a lower life form and not make it into nirvana. More good works brings you closer to everlasting peace, and more bad works make you suffer here in this life. What does the Bible say?
Ephesians 2:8-9 says, "For it is by grace, yes, you have been saved through faith, and this not from yourselves. It is the gift of God, not by works, so that no one can boast." That is a really powerful scripture, I think, because it shows you that you can't get to heaven through doing anything of your own self. You know, you can't buy your way to heaven. You can't, save, so to speak, different people. You can't do as many good works and good deeds as much as you think that will get you to heaven. It won't. It is a free gift so that everyone's on a clear playing field, and I really appreciate that.
Is Christianity the only way to heaven? Is Jesus the only way to get into heaven?
Well, that's a good question. A lot of people have asked that question, and what Jesus says is, "I'm the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father but through me." And so he believed that he was the only way. And then his followers, the apostles, believed it too. In Acts chapter 4, they said, "There's no other name under heaven which man can be saved but this name, Jesus of Nazareth." So his followers believed he was the only way. But there are people today that say, "Well, maybe he's not. Maybe there's another way. Maybe there's another way through another religion." Well, the problem with that is, when Jesus is praying in the Garden of Gethsemane before he goes to the cross, he's struggling with this whole idea of going to bear the sins of the world. He's about to be crushed by them. He's about to go on the cross and absorb all the sin and shame and guilt of every person who's ever lived and be crushed by it. He absorbs all the judgment, and he's not looking forward to it. He's wrestling with the idea, so he prays to his Father and says, "If there's any other way," in fact, he uses the illustration, "If there's any other way, take this cup away," the cup he's about to drink, which is going to the cross, the crucifixion. "If there's any other way, then do it that way." That was his prayer. He asked the Father, "Is there any other way to take this cup away from me?" And the Father's answer was basically, he strengthened him. An angel shows up and strengthens him for the mission he's about to do, because there was no other way. And so if there was another way, if there was another way to heaven besides Jesus, that means he wouldn't have had to go to the cross. And if And so to me, the cross proves that there's no other way. But the Father would have done it. Because the Father, obviously was in turmoil about the whole thing too. And His Son has to bear the sins of the world. And so this is the only way. There's no other way but through Him.
Given this information, would you rather trust in the free gift that God has given us through Jesus Christ, or in the amount of good you've done in your life?